Welcome back. Module 4, Lesson 3. We're going to jump right in. We are discussing how to interpret a fraction as division, and we're going to go ahead and start this problem set. It says fill in the chart. The first one is done for you. So A has been completed. You see, all portions of A have been completed. We have the division expression, unit form, improper fraction, a mixed number, and the standard algorithm. So let's go ahead and look at B. All right, so looking at B, we see that our division expression is 3 divided by 2. So we say, well, okay, well, if we had 3 and we divided it into 2 parts, so 1, 2, 3. If we had 3 items and we divided each one into 2 parts, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 halves. So 6 halves divided by 2, that would be, we simply would have a line right down the middle. That would be 1, 2, 3 halves, 1, 2, 3 halves. So 6 halves divided by 2 would be 3 halves. All right, let's take a look. As an improper fraction, we talked about how our division expression can be rewritten as an improper fraction by simply putting our dividend as our numerator and our divisor as our denominator. And of course, we know that our division sign here is equal to our fraction bar. All right, mixed numbers given to us. We know that 3 halves is equal to 2 halves, which is equal to 1 whole plus 1 additional half, which gives us the 1 and 1 half. All right, so now let's look at the standard algorithm. Remember, we're always going to say whatever number comes first in our expression, the 3 here is going to go into the house. So 3 is going to be underneath. We say 3 divided by 2. All right, or in our fraction, we say, well, 3 was on top. He has first priority. He wants to go inside. All right, so how many times does, if we need to list our steps, division, 3 divided by 2 is 1. Multiplication, 1 times 2 is 2. Subtraction, 3 minus 2 is 1. Then we don't have anything to bring down, so we're just going to go ahead and say 1 what? 1 half remaining. So we have 1 and 1 half is our answer for the standard algorithm. For our check, let's go ahead and check that. We would simply say, well, we know that 2 times 1 and 1 half is equal to 1 and 1 half plus 1 and 1 half. We have 2 of them. 1, 2. Add our wholes. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 half plus 1 half is 2 halves. That is equal to 3. All right, let's take a look at C here. Well, C, we don't have our expression and we don't have our improper fraction. So a couple things that we can do. I would just go ahead and look right at our standard form, and I know since my 6 is inside of the house, that's going to be my what? Go ahead and tell me, is it going to be my numerator or denominator? Hopefully you said numerator, and the 4 is going to be the denominator. Same thing here. Now that I have the improper fraction, I can continue to work backwards and say, well, my dividend is 6, my divisor is 4. All right? And if I said I had 6 items and I divided each one into 4, 6 times 4 is 24. I would have 24 fourths. 24 fourths divided by 4 would be 6 fourths. All right? Now let's look at this improper fraction here. We're going to try to get it to a mixed number. So we know that we have 6 fourths. I know that 4 fourths equals a whole. So I'm going to do a number bond. If I take my 4 fourths out, how many fourths do I have left? 4, 5, 6. I have 2 left. So that's my number bond. I know that 4/4 is equal to 1, and I would have 2/4. We could also write this as 1 and 1/2. 2/4 is equal to 1/2. And I'll show you that really quickly. If I had 2 pizzas, one was cut in half and shaded in, and the other one was cut into 4ths and shaded in. It's still the same amount of pizza shaded in, it's just different cuts. So the same amount is still shaded in that 2/4 right there as in this 1/2. So these two numbers are equal. All right, now we're going to divide using the same steps we use here. 4 goes into 6. How many times? Well, I can get one group of 4 out of 6, so it's going to be 1. And I say, well, okay, 1 times 4 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. So I have 1 whole and 2 remaining. 2 what? It would be 2/4. All right? Okay, so let's go ahead and double check that using the inverse of division, which is multiplication. So I have 4 times 1 and 2/4. So I need 4 sets of those. Let's go ahead and write that out. I'm going to write it out under here just so I have a little more room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and add that up. I know my holes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. Then I have 2, 4, 6, 8. Just skip counting by my numerator. So 2/4 plus another 2/4 is 4/4. Plus another 2/4 is 6/4. Plus another 2/4 is 8/4. And when I did that, I know that 2/4 plus 2/4 is equal to 1 whole. So this, let me change the color here. If this and this equals 1 whole, and this equals another whole, that's 1, 2 more wholes. So I could say that this is equal to 4 plus 2, which is equal to 6. And I got my 6 right there to tell me that my answer is correct. All right? Which goes back to after I took my quotient and multiplied it by my divisor, I got my dividend. All right, last but not least, looking at D, I know that I have 5 divided by 2. So I have 5 items, and each one is divided by 2. That's going to give me 10. That's going to give me 10 halves. And I'm going to say 10 halves divided by 2. So 10 halves divided by 2 is 5 halves. And 5 halves is equal to 5/2. 5/2 will be equal to, remember, 5 halves, I can get 2 halves plus another 2 halves, that's 4 halves, and then I have 1 half. 1 plus 1 is 2, and my 1/2. So that's how I got my improper fraction of 5 halves to my mixed number of 2 and 1/2. All right, last but not least, let's go through and solve using our standard algorithm. Remember, my 5 is up top, and I used an analogy. If we think of an improper fraction as if the improper fraction was standing in the rain, right now the 5 would be getting wet. All right? Just bear with me. I know this may sound silly, but bear with me. It helped me remember it when I was your age. If the improper fraction is in the rain, the 5 would be getting wet. So it's only fair that when they go in the house, the 5 gets to go in the house. Now it's the 2's turn to stay outside. Right? The 2 was protected by the fraction bar. Now the 5 is protected by the fraction house, or the standard algorithm fraction bar. All right? So now I say, well, 2 goes into 5 how many times? Skip down by 2. 2, 4, 6 is too much, so I know it has to be 2 times, because 2 times 2 is 4. Do my subtraction. I have a remainder of 1. 1 what? And it's going to be over my divisor, which is going to be 1/2. So now I have 2 times 2 and 1/2 should give me a total of 5. Let's see. 2 times 2 and 1/2. So I need 2.5 twice. Let's go ahead and see. Just put a little squiggly line there. It's 2.5 plus 2.5. So I know 2 plus 2 is 4, and I know 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 whole. So I know that this is equal to 5, which is my original dividend. I know that that checks out. All right, this is about a 10-minute video. Hopefully this helps you to interpret a fraction as division. If you have any questions, please drop a question in the comment. If you want to challenge somebody, go ahead and drop a question that you know the answer to in the comment and see if they get it right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you get the notification when I do post new videos. I'm going to try to post a video every day for the rest of the month of March. So let's see. All right, boys and girls, keep learning.